Welcome back, fragrance lovers out there on YouTube land. Thanks for joining me here again on my channel, Stephen Sturgill, and I will please be your host if you allow me the next couple of minutes. Try to keep it a little bit shorter than normal today. Guys, I've been on a huge oud kick, as you probably know, and what else is new? I wanted to look at Puro by Nejma, but I'll do that probably in the next video. I'm not going to tell you what I thought about that. I have to tune in on the next vid. Today, where did it go? Just had it right here. Look at this guy. Comme De Garcons Wonderoud. Got this off eBay. Wanted to see if it's bottle worthy. Is it bottle worthy? Yes. With an asterisk. Let's get into it. Could not find the nose for this, guys. If anyone knows out there, please hit me up. Let me know who the designer or our designers were, or the perfumers, parfumiers. So, as I suspected, well, firstly, let me say this is a 2014 unisex. Although I would have to say I do find this much more on the masculine side than the feminine. I'd say to me, this is probably 75% masculine. So in my opinion, it's very masculine. Maybe even 80%. But whatever. It's definitely not a floral. So I'm not sure where they're getting the unisex vibe from. I mean, this doesn't have, to my knowledge, anything floral in it. It's smooth enough, it's creamy enough, it's resinous enough. I guess a woman could rock this. But to me, this is a man scent through and through. It's not harsh, but it's definitely very masculine. So may even be as high as 90% in my opinion. But whatever. This, to me, I don't think has a lot of pure oud essence in it. It has only what they're calling oud resin. I don't know what that means. But as I suspected from the initial blast, this has a lot of sandalwood. It has patchouli. It has guaiac or gaiac wood, however you want to say it. Both actually are correct. Gaiac is the French pronunciation, and guaiac is the correct English pronunciation, but whatever. And then it has pashmanal. And I'm not going to lie, I have no idea what pashmanal is supposed to smell like. Do a quick search and find out what is that supposed to smell like. Pashmanal. Okay. It is a sandalwood substitute by Givaudan of Switzerland. So that's funny if that's true, because so they have a sandalwood substitute, and then they have Aussie sandalwood, Australian sandalwood, and then they have Haitian vetiver. So this is a great woodsy scent in general. Very masculine, very woodsy. Great winter and fall scent. You could definitely rock this in the summer, I think, no problem. And the spring, it's just all about your attitude, where you're at, if that's acceptable in the circles you keep or not, if that's thought of as culturally okay. In some cultures, it might be very weird to go around smelling like this in certain times of the year. I don't know. Each to their own. What I will say is that, okay, this is not really... it's really not an oud heavy scent at all. Oud for me opens in this perfume rather softly, rather mildly. You can detect it, you can smell it. What I find though is that after about the first hour and a half, 2 hours, the oud really begins to fade. I mean, just into the ether. And then after that, I primarily was only getting the patchouli and sandalwood with a little bit of the gaiac or guaiac wood and the vetiver. Pashmanol, I guess. I was already getting sandalwood, so maybe it adds some kind of creamier essence to it. I think maybe the Pashmanol combining with the patchouli and the Australian sandalwood and the Gaiac wood gives off a very cedary wood vibe. So this definitely has an aroma of cedar about it. So that's about it. It's really good for what it is. But if you're looking at something that has musk and agar, which smells very similar to this in spirit, if not identically, is the Ramon Monegal agar wood, or agar musk, excuse me. Agar musk is a better perfume than this. Period. It's not even debatable. But you can find Wonderoud and Wonderwood, its kissing cousin, online from Comme De Garcons for about $100 to $130 US, more or less. And that's 100 ml size, guys. If you want Ramon Monegals, you're getting a 50 mils for $185 US from like Nordstrom's or Neiman Marcus. No discount unless you're really, really good friends with a salesperson. So yeah, so you're really looking at a fragrance in Ramon Monegals that is approximately on the order of 3 to 4 times the cost of Wonderoud and Wonderwood by Comme de Garcons. So you be the judge. This is a very nice fragrance. You know, if you already have something like Robert Piguet's Bois de Noir, his dark wood, which is just spectacular, or you have some of the Encre Noir, there's like at least 3 in that line. I don't think you need this, if that makes sense. But if your wallet can afford it, or you still feel like you're missing something that blends oud, this may even have musk in it that they're not talking about. To me, it has some kind of resinous musk in it. But whether it does or not is moot, because this is a great fragrance, and it's a great way to dip your toe into the gigantic ocean that is oud without offending people. This is not going to overly smell too oud-like. It's not going to smell extremely too pungent or overly pungent. It's not going to really turn that many people off. Whereas a lot of your pure oud powerhouse fragrances, they're really going to just scream Middle East, India, Persia, Southeast Asian. Not that they wear that in Asia, but they sell the agar wood, which gets turned into fragrances that are very popular in the Middle East. Look, I love Middle Eastern fragrances to a point. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm simply saying there are people and there are cultural enclaves of, that are not yet ready for those types of scents when done at a powerhouse level. They want something toned down, office friendly, a little more Eurocentric. Right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm not the judge. But if you're off-put by really strong powerhouse oud scents, this is a great way to get your toes wet while having fun and still smelling fantastic. This is a great fragrance for what it is. I think it's very reasonably priced at 100 mils for about $130 US. If you look around, you may find it for 100. You can certainly get your hands on decants and samples for way, way less than that. Obviously, you're going to have a much smaller amount. Keep that in mind. So, mature scent, sensual, great for dates, great for clubbing. Be a little bit cautious if you're going to a business meet. If you're not in a culture that is readily going to embrace oud, although I wouldn't say this is overly Middle Eastern at all. This is a very European, global village type scent that I think could and probably is popular around the world, because it is so laid back and it's woodsy and it's got a little spice, a little resin, a little bit of smoke, a little bit of incensey vibe, a little bit of musk in there. Or musk-like accords based on the patchouli, the guaiac wood, the pashmanol, the Haitian vetiver, the Aussie sandalwood and the oud resin. This is a wonderful fragrance, guys. It really is, especially this price point. So get your nose on this if you can. I highly recommend it. It's definitely bottle worthy. And maybe adding this to my mix down the road. Although I have so many woodsy and oud-based fragrances, it's not real high on my priority list right now, if I'm totally honest. And the funny thing about Comme De Garcons, as fantastic as they are, is that they're just a candy shop, you know what I mean, for perfumes. They have probably over 50 different frags between the men's and the women's and all the unisex stuff. So really cool. I'm not a big fan of bottles simply for one reason. They're cute enough. They look good. They're simple. I like the tilted angle of the stem cap. But most of them, I think, don't actually stand up, which is bizarre to me. I don't... Why wouldn't you want your bottle to stand up on its own? As just freaking retarded. I mean, I shouldn't say this. That's not the... I don't mean literally, physically, mentally. It's just ridiculous. That's all I'm trying to say. It's ridiculous. Sorry, I grew up in the 80s and the 70s. Apologize. I'm not referring to mentally challenged in any way. So please do not start piling up the hate mail and hate chat. I'm simply saying it's ridiculous. Okay? So that's going to wrap it up for today. Spray often, spray well. Live life on your terms. If you like, please subscribe and hit the bell for future updates, or I'm not going to be able to let you know about new episodes I drop. That is so, so good. It really is. What a wonderfully easy scent to wear. Highly recommended. Get your nose on it, guys. Peace, love, happiness. See you next time.